Hey you, so on this video is now silver's time to shine. Just going to discuss a few things that could maybe see silver shooting up way before, the 10-year time frame I gave it, or a scenario that maybe, could trigger silver's going parabolic, going crazy, shooting up in spot price. So is now silver's time to shine. So we've just come off silver taking a somewhat of a run up and got a lot of people excited. A lot of people dumped. I heard from a few people that, they took this opportunity to dump some gold and some silver both ways, just cashing something in. It's not every day you get a peak that we saw. I mean, for us in the UK, last time we saw a peak like this was around Brexit time once we announced what was coming out. So, is right now with a few of the scenarios I'm going to mention, and even just what happened to these scenarios, a perfect climate for silver to really take its run up. I haven't heard a lot. Well, I haven't been watching too much as to why we got this recent run up. I know the usual is people just wanted to get back into safe money. A lot was looking unstable, whether it was the stock markets or, the likes of. But I didn't see it going crazy. The talk, as we all heard and seen, was $25. Then, it's party from here. It's going to go up from here. It hasn't taken a massive knockback. Not that, a lot of people are coming out and buying, but from what we did see, a lot of people did change their buying habits. A lot of long-term to mid-term stackers were picking their punches, not buying too much or maybe switching to more weight, like myself, and a lot were just getting for high premium, whereas your average just got in stacker, it was still benefiting from. As I was mentioning, there was nothing to really worry about. We've come down, so we've just taken a couple of dollars or pounds down, come down a couple of pegs. But I wanted to mention a few things and see if I can get some input from you guys as to what you see or is now, right here and now, silver's time to shine. Do let me know in the comments if you believe something that we're missing out here or something that I don't mention in the comments. And as always, if you like what you hear and haven't done so already, please do go ahead and subscribe. So is now silver's time to shine with a couple of these scenarios happening in the background. Could it trigger? Could it be the catalyst to make silver go kaboom and shoot up and go through the roof as we do a little ping test in the background? Now, of course, a lot that's going on globally is ones to really mention on. And that would be, as I'm scratching them about, Brexit. So we've got Brexit happening in the background. Few people were mentioning that, as Boris Johnson, Bojo, seemed to get wobbly knees. He came in hard and aggressive. Some say he was following Trump's footsteps and, beating the drums and saying it's going to happen regardless of what happens, but got brought down a couple of pegs. He did do and put a lot in motion. I'm not really speaking too much on religion or politics, but just, the outskirts here. And he's seen a lot of resistance from his own side and the opposite side. So with Brexit looming, currently the big debate is deal or no deal. Many believe in either or, the UK is going to end up in a real bad state or Great Britain's going to be really bad off. But it's one big mess. I tell you that it's one big massive mess, and could really, could silver really find its way through that mess and come into its own? Could this mess see more and more people saying, F this, I want out? But I don't believe so, because I believe Brexit's one thing, you have many, and it's going to affect people on so many levels, just from everyday living, if that was the case. And as I've mentioned before, the majority don't have that much in terms of savings, so it's not going to really apply to them or even appeal to them. Your average Joe's not going to care if you could have picked up this 1 ounce Britannia today for, I don't know, £17 and tomorrow it's £500. It's just another one of the 1 billion opportunities that they wasn't in a position to take advantage of, whether it be at the time, getting a mortgage was as easy as ordering a pizza. It's just they wasn't ready for it. And a lot of people just ain't mature for responsibility. So us that are switched on and know about our savings and really care about our well-being and our family's well-being, if that's the case, these are things we worry about. There's a lot of people out there in the world that just don't care about stuff like this. It's just, they have the childlike mentality, whether they're grown-ups or, teens acting like immature preteens. So I don't think something like this is gonna, it couldn't have it. Well, of course it will have a massive effect. It's gonna have a trigger effect on the markets and the likes of from there. But it's gonna be very interesting to see, because I wouldn't even call whether we're going to get a deal or a no deal, but I know it's going to be very, very messy. Can it be as messy as a lot of claiming? I've seen massive, butterfly effects happening right now, just from companies closing up and a lot of companies stopping shop at the moment. So it's very interesting to see what happens. But I don't think Brexit could be the main one, but anything is possible once again. And then the next one, so that we could see whether it's silver's time to shine, is going to be a massive one. I'm speaking of all the big ones here, and please let me know your thoughts and opinions and what you think could push silver to see the massive shine anytime soon. Would be the US and China trade wars. You know, goddamn, that it's really messing up my Huawei updates, I tell you. But you know, that's one. I think, once again, you know, many have said Trump ain't doing a pushover and who knows what's going on the other side. But I think that there also, because there's ways to really, if they both was extremely serious, I know no one really goes for their power punch straight off, but there's things that they both could do that could really get the ball rolling. I think it's a lot of, you know, shoving on both sides. You know, from what I've saw, you don't call something and then relax it at a later date. So but this is the way games are played, especially when you're dealing with millions of people's lives in the end of the day, when certain decisions have a massive negative effect on a whole nation. So I understand they both can't say, oh, I'm dumping your bonds or we'll nuke you tomorrow and the likes of, but it's playing somewhat of a role. I do see that playing a massive role for the uncertainty, especially for the Chinese millionaires and billionaires that want out of the yuan, or just see a lot of instability going on there currency-wise. And you're talking about two of the world's biggest players right there. So with this happening, is this the situation needed to help silver come into its own? You know, are we going to see silver's, you know, sparkle definitely come back with this going on? Then another one to mention right now is the tension with Iran. You know, you got the oil tankers and everything that's going on there. War is always a great one. You know, they love war more than anybody else does of anything. Very big, very big. Lots of money to be made in war, especially when you're on that side there. So who knows? Can we see a war happen? Something like that automatically triggers Russia getting in. And when we're talking about Russia here, I would also say Russia and America seem to be pretty pally-pally at the moment. You know, we had the situation where people were claiming, you know, Trump was Putin's boy, you know, boy toy, but nothing was proven there. But I think, if anything, it's been a positive effect that the two are not directly bumping heads, but it leads on to proxy wars and stuff like that when you see situations happen with Iran, and then you've got the whole terrorist thing going on. So the big boys are still funding the little boys with arms, I could tell you that much. So that's still a play up. But these kind of things are wars. As we all know, proxy wars are happening every day of the week and constantly going on. Has it done anything for metals in general? No, but I think now is a more important time than ever, because we've got a big boiling pot with so many things happening at once. Not saying that any other time in the world we don't, but right now is very, very important times to be watching. We could be seeing a whole different place come the end of the year. So it's interesting to see the tensions currently going on, but the somewhat okayish relationship that the US and America have. So maybe a lot of talking can be happening in the background just to simmer things down if that's the case. But who knows? And another one to bring up is what the hell happened to Greece. You know, 1 minute they was the talk of the town, and these things normally do happen. Even the same with Venezuela. I don't believe the situations just die overnight. It's just when it's at its peak, if you could call it that. Their front headline news, a lot more so Greece. Venezuela was depending on what news channel you was watching. And I tell you, I personally can't stand the news. It's so depressing. I steer clear of it. Only the ones that are really shoved down my throat where I can't avoid. But those two countries have had their problems, and we didn't see a lot happening with the metals because it would have mainly affected with Greece, the Eurozone. So they didn't exactly, they had a few bail-ins, but they didn't go kaput. They seemed to be, at last I saw, news-wise, down near around May area, seems to be on their way up, but they're still a lot way down. So, you know, it only takes anything happening with Italy going bankrupt now, or even UK leaving, and other people just throwing in the towel and creating some sort of a domino effect. But that hasn't really been the spark that, you know, got silver back its shine. When I'm saying back its shine, shooting off into new levels, new highs. I think it's still being tied to an industrial metal, that suppression is always going to kick in. So we're going to need something massive to really happen. Another thing that could really help silver get its shine back is Trump being anti-crypto. This is I'm hearing different things here. When, like I said, I don't really pay too much and look into it myself. At one moment, we have the Facebook Libra coin, the big disruptor coming. I think them just allowing that to happen, just touching upon that, is their plan. It helps them get paperless a lot sooner than later. They'll never need to worry about quantitative easing and any type of overproducing again. I think it will end recessions, or not even recessions, them having to fudge the books. So they want paperless. I think it wouldn't have been announced if it was never going to happen. I'll leave that there. So Trump now being anti-crypto, I think if anything, Libra's just there to knock out Bitcoin and then put their boy in front, and then from there everyone creates their own little version of a so-called, Bitcoin's always associated with criminals or drug money and big time swindlers and the likes of, whereas Libra, everyone and their mum's got a Facebook account by me, and it'll just be another form of it that'll be pushed by the mainstream. I understand it's backed by a pot of currencies. So Trump being anti-crypto, i.e. anti-Bitcoin, will be very interesting. But will that then take the big boys out of Bitcoin and maybe into Libra? I don't think there's a lot of money to be made in Libra. Or maybe back into metals where it's always been safe. So could that be the one that triggers and gets silver shine glowing back? And, a lot of saber rattling, as usual. A lot of saber rattling going on. Another positive, once upon a time, Kim Jong was the main problem, but just like Russia, Trump and North Korea seem to be on happy terms. So he's not the bad boy. He's not the one being naughty that needs to go and get spanked. Anything can change, and these guys are wildly unpredictable. They're true, social maniacs or whatever you want to label them with. I believe they all are. All world leaders are crazy, if you ask me, because there is solutions to problems and they're just not trying to find them. It's just one big Mickey Mouse game. So, but, he doesn't seem to be a problem. So you take North Korea, it wouldn't have been as much of a mountain as Russia, for instance, but he was once upon a time a lot of barking happening over there, but they seem to be on happyish terms at the moment. So what's going to give silver back its shine? That with everything I've just mentioned, all of these things in one pot shaking up at any time could be the catalyst that has metals shooting. But is now the time. Now is a better time than ever. I think time Brexit if Brexit happens with no deal and we end up in extreme pain, other guys just might tap out at the same time. They'll say, look, it's not that bad. Or I know for a fact we can't get a sweet deal because there's a lot of people that just want out. So, that could be the one or that straw that breaks, the economy's back. Who knows? But let me know your thoughts and opinions on what you think can trigger silver really moonshining anytime sooner than later. So go ahead and do that and let me leave that in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.